Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. So earlier this week I took a short mainly based on this 1 hour cloud, which was a Kumo breakout to the downside, and it definitely got stopped out, and you can see how that happened here. What are you going to do? The setup was there. It looked like we had a failed inverted head and shoulders. It looked like the edge to edge trade had finished on the 4 hour, and I'll talk about that. So that's that. Another week, another article for Brave New Coin. I'm not going to talk about most of the fundamental stuff that I talked about there, so go ahead and read that. Nothing groundbreaking or new. Essentially, volume is expected to be low because it's Chinese New Year today, and the week before and the week after is basically holiday for Chinese traders. Something else to take a look at is this previous video I did called October Breakout. I'll link it up in the description. But basically it's really good to watch if you're on the fence about trading signals with the cloud and chart patterns and targets and things like that, or if you're not sure what to look for. Everything in that video happened sort of as expected, and it kind of brings everything together, shows how I trade. So definitely check that video out if you haven't already. And if you've seen it already, you might want to check it out again. Just now that, you know, the moves have happened, you can look back on that and say, this is what I need to look for next time. This is how I can look for things next time going forward. Okay, some charts. Weekly Bitstamp. What am I concerned with mainly? Everything's bullish according to Cloud. I'm mainly concerned with this repeat of this double top with wicks here. So if we reach for all-time highs again and fail, that's really concerning, and we may be headed for this flat Kumo or this flat Kumo. Probably not this one now, but probably 650, let's just say, which is fine as far as a pullback target. It would definitely break the Kijun. Something else to look at is the Kijun bounce we had, which is really nice on the weekly. We haven't had that since Bitfinex dump. So you can see that Bitfinex, the gravity, I've said this in a few videos now, but the gravity of the Bitfinex hack and the PBOC announcements were very similar, and price tells us that. So if we go to daily, again, we're above the cloud, we're bullish. I should know better not to be trying to short. The general rule is if price is above the cloud on the daily or weekly, you're going to make more money long than short. Regardless of that, I thought I knew better and could pull off a short, but didn't happen. So this horizontal is the Winklevi ETF 311. Pay attention to that date. There's probably going to be shenanigans around it before and after. So with that in mind, just looking at this, you can see we bounced from a pretty important zone on the yearly pivot, the bottom of the pitchfork, and sort of this pocket of cloud support, okay? And I highlighted this before we dropped that far. So it's something you can look for in the future, okay? It's just sort of confluence of stuff in that zone. It makes sense that we went that far. It also makes sense that we bounced from that place. And then another thing is this horizontal is right there as well. So if we're looking at daily cloud, we did get a bearish TK cross above the cloud, which is not, I repeat, it is not an open or a short signal. It's just a close your long signal. So if you were long from here or here, wherever the Kumo breakout you were satisfied with, technically based on all the entry signals, 30 periods back from this Kumo twist would have been somewhere in here. So let's say you were long from here and you held as you traditionally should based on cloud signals until the TK cross. You've closed your trade now and you're waiting for either a TK recross, which is a blue over red up here, it'll happen, or you're waiting for a Kumo breakout down below the cloud, which would signify bearish momentum. Now if we do get down movement, I would wait. I'm personally gonna try to stay out again until 311. I know I've said that already, but the second thing I wait for is wait for price to be convincingly below this diag and even convincingly below this pivot. So yes, hoping for recross and the TK lines, a reach for all-time high again, and a new all-time high established in USD terms would be great, obviously. If we do get a recross on the daily, that's definitely worth longing. Max leverage, everything, throw everything at it. That's what I'll be doing. The upside's limited because, again, we're already near at all-time highs, so it'll be interesting. It might get pretty hairy up in there again, hoping for more sideways up, but we'll see. But believe in the cloud. If it's above the cloud and we get a TK recross, that's a long entry signal. End of story. Something on the 12 hour that I noticed and that everyone noticed by now, inverted head and shoulders, which is a reversal pattern, chart pattern. So basically what I'm showing you is a descending volume profile. Again, with most patterns, you're going to see a descending volume profile until the breakout. So always look at volume when you're looking at chart patterns. It's very important. If the volume profile isn't there, that doesn't mean that the chart pattern isn't there. It just means that the probability of the chart pattern playing out definitely decreases. So I'm expecting sort of a bust of this neckline, a retest of the support, which is called a throwback, and then upward momentum from there. The target, sort of arbitrary, 1100, somewhere in there. The measure target would be the distance from the neckline to the head. The measure target would be the distance from the neckline to the head, upward. So whatever this distance is in dollars, up. We go to the 4 hour. Here I have some old notes. The inverted head and shoulders, which I thought wasn't complete. It looked good for a breakout. We got a spinning top candle here after sort of edge to edge happened and then pulled back, and we had this candle or volume breakout, I thought. So again, another reason why I like the short there, but it didn't keep going. It definitely went down, but I wasn't short up in here. I was short somewhere down here. Anyway, so right now we have a bearish TK in the cloud. Cloud principles say just to wait it out until prices out of the cloud, either up or down, and we can go this way up through the cloud, or we can just fall through the Kumo twist. Again, that doesn't mean I'm not saying anything as far as bullish or bearish. It just means that's the trading plan. So if we do break down below, the first target is here around 840, let's say. Second target would be the yearly pivot, previous local low. If we break up, we're looking at probably very quickly, this zone, this zone, this zone. Just again, market memory, previous horizontals. Don't overcomplicate it. If we do breach the cloud, on top of the cloud, you want to look for a TK recross. Right now it's currently bearish, so you want to look for the TK recross to go long. And then lastly, this is 4 hour BLX, which is Brave New Coins index. And you can see on Bollinger Bands, my favorite sideways indicator, that we've had just a decimation of volume and then some. And with each successive squeeze and breakout, the sizes of the squeezes, so this is Bollinger Band width, sizes of the squeezes are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So is this disinterest? Is this PVOC FUD just having its continual effects? Is this Chinese holiday? I think this is more no volume because of other stuff than like a squeeze, a traditional consolidation, but it's like sort of masked as a squeeze because we've just had this giant move and everybody's exhausted. So chicken or the egg, I don't know, but I think it's more just no one wants to be trading right now. So that's all I have for today. As usual, like, dislike, comment, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, and happy trading.